And we're live, part two. Sorry, folks. I hope you find us again if you found us on that first live stream. We got a lot of big news today. Anti-ICE extremists are looting DHS vehicles, stealing weapons. Trump is going to invoke that Insurrection Act. We got somehow Nick Shirley wandering around Minnesota doing journalism amongst all the chaos and somehow not getting caught up in it. Some more fraud. We're going to talk about that. And the Supreme Court is going to hopefully ban men from women's sports in a win for sanity. The fact that we even have to have a court case in the Supreme Court over that is crazy. I'm Jeremiah Campaign. I got my co-host Alex Triple X Medeiros with me today. Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for doing this show with me every week. It's always a pleasure.
It's my favorite stream of the week.
Absolutely. I am just double checking all of our streams here and making sure we're all going because we're trying something new. Want to fill in the audience a little bit?
Yeah, so we are trying to get our feet under us here as political commentating live streamers. And we got YouTube going, vertical, and hopefully horizontal as well, however you like to watch on your phone, on your TV. And just launched our Rumble channel. Alex, what is the name of our Rumble channel?
So right now it's literally just, let me make sure I have it. Two Christians and a mic.
Two Christians and a mic on Rumble. If you want a nice, crisp horizontal stream there as well, help us grow that channel. Wherever you are, wherever you're watching, hit that like button. But yeah, so we got a lot going on technical wise that's relatively new to us. So just bear with us as we get through it. And as the live streams go on every week, we're going to get better. Content's going to get better. We're going to get smoother. We're already good looking, so we got that going for us.
Absolutely. All right. I'm just having trouble finding our vertical stream. All right. Well,
maybe not.
Sorry,
maybe
guys.
We're not vertical.
Well, it doesn't show us like on the channel, but I'm trying to scroll through vertical live. Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay, I was about to say if you found us vertical, let us know. Otherwise, we're just bear with us through the difficulties.
All right.
Now I'm gonna relink in the private chat here for you for later on in the show. I can't remember what all I had linked to you, but we got but those would be for later. But first up, Alex, you're saying you just recently discovered that social media is suppressing our content, huh?
Yeah, let me pull that up real quick. Yeah, so all right.
Not surprising.
So, I had first heard about X from you because you said Elon had announced that he was actually going to suppress political content on the platform because X is pretty much all political content. So I understand why he would want to do that. But yeah, basically, it's not only X. So Meta announced that Facebook, Instagram, and Threads automatically limits the amount of political content users see from accounts they do not follow. So if you already have a big following on social media, yeah. So I was unaware of this. Now, I've been posting a bunch on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, and Snapchat. Snapchat also states that they do not promote in their algorithm political content. So they'll let you post it. They're not going to take it down. They're not going to flag you, but they're not going to use their algorithm to boost it. Now, I've been viral with political content on all of these platforms, but within the last day, I've seen a dramatic reduction in reach. So it's not particularly good, but I don't know if that's just a lull or is all of this what I'm seeing here? Because I have articles. This isn't just something that I pulled out of my butt and because a lot of people like to cry, oh, they're censoring me, they're shadow banning me, right?
right.
But no, this is
real.
General
this is they're
content.
Actually,
yeah. I have a source here.
The question is this inevitably going to be a good thing if the normies are no longer getting bombarded with race bait political content. Is that going to be a net positive for society?
Could be a good point, man.
Because
I was
like
thinking
that's
the
how we
same
ended up
thing.
with George Floyd. Is all the normies on Facebook got bombarded with just cops beating on black people, and they thought that was just like an everyday occurrence, even no matter how rare it is. And
Right.
so maybe if they can't see that content anymore, maybe we can return to some normalcy.
Maybe. That's hopeful. All right, so we have here. See if I can make this bigger. No, it's as big as it'll get. Oh,
whoa! That was me.
That's
doing
not
that.
what I want. Is it? Okay.
But it's the only way we can see it. It looks like.
All right, so I just want to make sure our vertical stream you can still see. All right, that's good enough for now. Okay, so on this article here, Meta, the parent company of Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, is making good on its promise to tamp down the amount of political posts that users see on their feeds. Meta said in early February that Instagram and Threads would stop recommending political content from accounts that users don't already follow. It said it would roll out the changes slowly over time, though did not specify when. The change started unrolling for users last week, and this is 2024. So this has been around for a long time. Well, almost a year.
If you're in the chat, so that's really, I can't even read that. If you're in the chat and you can't read that, let us know. If you can read it, let us know. So we know if our share screens have to maybe be full screen there, but I couldn't read any of that.
No, I mean, sure. Yeah, that's unfortunate because if we put it full screen, the vertical gets all messed up.
Well, and there you have it, folks. Why would they do that with elections coming up? Well,
wait a minute.
Why? It's actually a good question. Especially Elon Musk.
Do you have an account named Ohio Patriot?
No. Well, you think I'm commenting on my own YouTube channel?
Dude, I thought that was you on Twitter.
No, I'm Jeremiah Campana.
That's your only account?
Yeah, I got that's my burner account, bro.
I thought it was. All right, well, I always comment and like on Ohio Patriot stuff on X. So I like you either way, but I literally thought that was Jeremiah. All right, interesting. Well, nice to see you here, Ohio.
Yeah. Hey, we got good Patriots in Ohio. No, it doesn't make sense for Elon Musk to do that. It really doesn't, because he's pouring money into the GOP. He wants to win. So why would you suppress? Yeah. Why would you suppress the number one conservative outlet of news?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not like Blue Sky is doing that.
Right. Like, yeah, Blue Sky. What's the other one they got? The other pervert one they got. It's just like, doesn't make any sense for Elon to. It's like shooting yourself in the foot. Like, okay, I'm going to help us win this election, but I'm not going to promote any political content. Well, how are any of us going to know what's going on? Like, if you're lucky enough to have been following these big accounts, but we need new blood, like me and you, Alex, because I've seen the same guys a lot out there, on every streaming device. It's like we need some diversity. We need a couple of Christian guys, maybe, who have some things to say about some things.
Yeah, so I always liked your comments and likes, Alex. Now that it's not Jeremiah, you won't stop liking my comments. No, I got you, bro. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were gonna say something. Yeah. Let's get into the agenda.
Yeah. So amongst I don't know what you want to jump in first, either Nick Shirley or the Insurrection Act, both going on in Minnesota at the exact same time.
Interesting. All right, so
the transportation company, it's actually a money transfer.
If you look at the Secretary of State's office, state of Minnesota, Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue, and it's been registered here since 2015. That was the original filing.
We're looking for the transportation company.
Safari Transportation?
Looking for Safari Transportation?
There's no Safari transportation here.
No Safari transportation?
Safari Transportation,
Hey,
607 Cedar Avenue.
We're just looking for Safari
We
transportation.
don't know.
So, but this is registered for Safari transportation,
know.
That's the
607.
address.
Okay, we don't know.
We're asking where Safari
There's
transportation is.
we don't know.
Did you
Okay,
know
so the
Fuad
business is
Omar?
not here.
Don't record.
Fuad Omar?
Fuad Omar,
We don't know. This, do you see this? What is this?
money transferring.
That's it.
Okay,
Well, this
registered.
is from the state.
This is fraud taking place.
Not to mention, there's like 5 stores in this one spot.
That's how they
but
roll, man.
Somalians just aren't very smart. Like, I mean, if you watch the full video of this, they go through an hour of just ripping apart these transportation companies, and every
Yeah.
time they get confronted, they act like this. That is the most suspicious way you can act.
Exactly, dude. Not one of them wanted to engage in conversation. They wanted to attack. You could tell,
Right.
like, if he didn't have bodyguards there, dude, he would have. David and Nick would have been attacked in the streets. That's how angry they are that he's uncovered this fraud. And yeah, you're right. Like they either first they act confused. Oh, what is this? I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then they get angry, like as he's sitting there, like pressing on, like because they think if they say I don't know, maybe he'll just leave, and he doesn't. So then they start getting angry, and it was funny because at the end of that video, I don't know if you have a clip of this. They interview just like regular people in Minneapolis on the streets, and they want
That
the
was
fraud.
good. I don't have any clips. Yeah.
They love what he's doing. And one
Yeah.
of the guys says, he's like, Somalians, man, I don't know how much I can say, but they're some strange creatures. It's like,
That's funny.
but yeah,
yeah,
it's,
no, the locals are not having it. Sorry, I'm just again checking our live streams, making sure everything's okay. This is new
I
stuff.
know
for
we
us.
should have just left things as they used to be.
Yes, yes, we should have.
All the tweaking and prodding that we did before we launched
Yeah.
this didn't help our cause.
So we're not gonna get a lot of viewers tonight unless we restart again. I'm fine with just doing that and just going back to what we did last week. We'll just ride tonight out, and then next week we'll go back to
we'll just
regular.
ride
Yeah,
tonight out. Well, we got 8
Sounds
people here
good.
watching.
yeah, we have the real fans here watching.
We got the real fans here. Ohio Patriot, Peter W., who's not a fan, it seems like, but hey,
No,
he's-
Peter's a fan. I see him all the time in Joel's stream.
Nice.
He's in our debate streams
All
all
right.
the time. Peter's a good
maybe
guy.
Trump. Yeah. They rip off Americans by the millions through multiple channels. So who's not too smart? Sounds like we are.
Yeah,
why did
well,
that-
here's the thing. I don't. So yeah, so when you pull that up, the vertical won't see it because they'll just
Okay.
see the middle part.
I see.
Yeah,
Well,
that's why.
okay,
but that's
now we
fine.
know.
Yeah.
Next
right,
week it's
so-
back to business as usual. But no, you're right. Like it's not us, the American citizens, because it's not our job to police these things, right? It just so happened that a boomer who was retired had a lot of time on his hands, and he decided to connect the dots that he's been seeing for. He said for 7 years
Yeah.
he's been kind of noticing these things. Okay, so then he gets in touch with Nick Shirley, who's a popular journalist who wants to do the right thing. Boom, magic happens. But again, it's not our job. It's the politicians who you could say are dumber than the Somalis, because either they're letting it happen or they're
Right.
too dumb to
Yeah.
notice what's going on.
Yeah,
But
they're
you know
not
what?
dumb.
You know what,
They're
Alex?
obviously letting it happen.
Do you think that they?
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of both. But I'll tell you what. I was at a city council meeting tonight. Okay, and let me tell you,
Okay.
all the way down to the local level of politics, these people are just not that impressive. So it's quite
Saying it's just a
possible.
popularity contest.
I don't even know if it's a popularity contest or if it's just some people are treating it as such. Some people are in over their heads. They just get elected and they don't know what the heck they're doing. They're just kind of there.
Yeah, they knew
there's
how to
very-
win.
there-
They just didn't know what to do after that.
yeah, dude. There's maybe, and then you got the yes men, right? That go up there and just because the city council and the mayor are supposed to be, balancing forces. But you have people on council who just do whatever the mayor wants. And then
Right.
you have an outlier or two that knows what they're doing up there, that ask the tough questions and stuff. So my point being is that it's possible that not every politician is in on the fraud. They're just not smart.
I guess it's logically possible, but I mean, all right, listen. Somalians didn't come to a country where they don't even speak the language. 50% of them after 10 years still don't speak fluent English. And then figure out a system in which they didn't even have a replica of back home and figure
That's a good
out
point.
how the fraud works. They were taught this, right? It's like it's the same way that drug dealers work. Like a 15-year-old kid, 14-year-old kid doesn't just start selling drugs. Somebody who's older, smarter, and more experienced than them says, I can take advantage of you because you're poor or you don't have opportunity, right? Same thing with the politicians and Somalians. They take them under their wing and they're like, here, look, we're going to do this fraud. And in the politician's mind, and the same thing as the older, big homie drug dealer is, if we get caught, I'm putting all the blame on you.
Good point. Yeah, you're right.
Because these
it's insane to me that they think if they're violent on camera, because back home in Somalia, they can be violent with each other.
Right.
It's like, okay, we got an investigative journalist, we'll just bury him. Like, they can't do that here. They're not quite sure what to do. You can see how badly some of those people just wanted to like hit Nick Shirley and beat him up, and they're like, I can't, but I want to so bad, because that's what they're used to, because they can back home. It's if Nick Shirley stay far away from the country of Somalia, because you will not come back.
So I want to illustrate something by asking you some questions.
Okay.
If you were committed to being a criminal and you're like, that's it, you know what? I don't want to work anymore. I got a kid to feed. We're doing fraud. Would you
thinking about
at least
I'm kidding.
when you go to register your business, right?
Yeah.
And you're committing this fraud. And let's say you have an inn. You got an inn in Ohio, right? You dressed up, you did blackface, dressed up like a Somalian, you got in. And then you get in, you know the guy who's going to approve you, so you do it. And then now you open up this building that's supposed to be a transportation center.
Right.
After you receive hundreds of thousands of dollars,
right,
do you think maybe you'd buy some vehicles, cover your ass a little bit? If you're running this massive, hundreds of thousands of dollars fraud operation.
If I want to continue to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, yes, I would do that.
Right. Would you maybe, keep a paper trail of fake transactions? Like, you would do something, right?
I mean, yeah, yeah. If I wasn't in and out, if I'm just committing quick fraud, if I'm just doing fraud like for a couple months, maybe the year, maybe I ride out the year. No, I'm not going to buy any vehicles. I'm just going to get my money and bang out. If I'm doing this for the long term, if I'm in it, till retirement or prison, I'll buy some vehicles.
One of the companies Nick uncovered in this second video was 26 years, 1999.
Holy, yeah, that's right. That's right. Not a single vehicle.
Not a single. And the guys he was in like a unit inside of a building, and the guys were like, the other guys who worked there were like, yeah, I see him like twice a month. I don't really talk to him, but he's running a multi-million-dollar transportation company,
right?
Out of that building.
The one thing he did that was somewhat smart for a criminal, I guess, is that he actually worked out of a different building than what the business was registered, or a different room than what the register was. It was like room 305, and it was he was in a completely different room.
Right. Yeah. Like, this is why I'm saying it's not that like these Somalians aren't smart. They're being told this is what you do. We'll cover for you. Right. But in reality, they would just throw them under the bus in a second.
But the system is set up that way to be. Let me give an example. So, in Ohio, I assume in Minnesota, it's just as dumb. If I go on unemployment, I have to prove that I'm looking for work. Do you know how I do that?
How do you do that, actually?
I get online on the web portal and I say that I did. And that's it.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah,
maybe someone showed him how to do it, but it probably wasn't too hard to figure out.
Right. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, because that's the other thing that Nick and Dave were saying is that Minnesota just doesn't check. They just pay the bill.
Yeah.
The bill comes, they pay it, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Somebody along the way. I mean, there are politicians involved just because of how long it's been going on. So somebody got tipped off, and then somebody got under the table, envelope.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
But that
dude,
leads
I mean,
us
we
here.
already
What are you about
know.
to play for us?
Yeah, right before I play this, we already know there was $700 million that exited through Somalian hands in cash through airports. So we already know where that money was going.
Yeah.
This is on X from Nick Sorter, who's an on-the-ground independent journalist.
Right
And
on the other side of Minnesota.
yeah. And I mean, I'm just going to kind of skip through this because it's 2 minutes long. But they end up breaking into an ICE vehicle, right? Yeah. He's even warning them, hey, don't show your face because what we're doing is committing multiple felonies right now.
With
They tied a
cameras everywhere.
You think
And
they
look,
knew it
went
was in
after
there?
it like it's like cash, like it's a safe
Yeah,
full of
like they just
cash.
robbed a bank.
Right.
This is when you commit too many GTA heists.
Oh,
This is what
geez, yeah.
happens. How did they plan on opening this? I didn't even see how they opened it.
I didn't either.
Pick
But
it.
they got inside of it because they got his rifle.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
They got a hammer.
Yeah, oh my.
Oh, on the lock. An axe on the lock.
These people
when
are
you-
dedicated.
When you peacefully protest, you always bring a hatchet with you, right?
Always. Always. When I'm at Walmart shopping, I have my hatchet. That's insane. He's it's mine now. I'm just gonna carry this home, guys.
I want to know how they get this thing open.
Yeah. No locksmiths in the group, apparently.
Nah. Oh, wait, the cops came? This must be a different video.
Yeah, because I know that they looted a vehicle and stole weapons.
Wow, so this is a different one? Or maybe they
Here.
grabbed a rifle from the back seat.
That's
I
possible.
saw that too.
Protesters loot weapons.
Yeah, I mean that's while
Yeah,
you
that's-
find that if you can, that's the one, right? So
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that's the
sure the
one.
rifle the rifle must have been in the back seat because they didn't get that thing open. Although I could have sworn I saw it open on another video. Maybe I was tripping. But either way, how deadly could that situation have turned?
Oh man, easily. It's only a matter of time, Alex, before an ICE agent gets ended unalived.
Yeah.
By
I mean, what
either-
happened after the George Floyd stuff? There were cops that literally were just like sitting in their patrol car eating lunch, and people would run up on them and start shooting.
Yeah, it was bad to be law enforcement in the year 2020.
Right.
It's insane to me. In the summer of love, how many? 32 people died. 33 people died. And no one really talks about that. No one really talks about that. Like,
it did get brought up a lot during once Charlie Kirk was assassinated. They did start bringing it up because the debate, who's more violent, the left or right, started popping off. A lot of people started debating that, right?
Right.
And so that would get brought up because in all these studies, they always leave out the BLM riots as they don't count it as left-wing violence. How interesting is that?
Yeah, and 42 people. I just looked it up. 42 people died
Wow.
during those riots. That's insane. And you know what else is funny about those statistics, Alex? Is who was I watching? They count domestic violence in the statistics for right wing violence. So some dude in
All
a
of
trailer
domestic
park,
violence?
some dude in a trailer park hits his wife. They count that as right wing violence. Like, that's like no wonder you see articles if that's how they're counting the stats, right? So then a left-wing news organization can get those stats and say with a straight face the right commits more political violence than the left
Yeah,
because the
that's
stats
wild.
are all jacked up. Like that's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Shout out to Randy and Vic in the chat. What's up, guys?
Oh, there's our guys.
Yeah, we messed up, and so we're not getting a bunch of viewers right now, but we're just hanging
we
out.
just don't, only the real ones are here.
Yeah,
For this
we
one.
were experimenting.
Oh man, yeah,
Um,
it took us an extra 20 minutes to even launch, and then when we did it all wrong, and here we
it
are.
took us an extra 20 minutes to screw ourselves.
Screw us. We launched. In fact, we backtracked. We launched one live stream, killed it after about 10 seconds, and started a new one, and we still messed it up. So that's hey, it happens. Bear with us as we'll figure this out. We're gonna get. We're actually thinking about adding another day of the week, maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays live streaming. We're thinking about adding segments, maybe
sir.
having some people call in. There's a lot of stuff that we're thinking of doing here. So, by the way, if you are here, please hit the like button on both of our channels. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already, and share the show with everyone you know, including people you've only met one time in your entire life. Share the show with them as well. But I don't know, Alex. Do you think an ICE agent is going to get killed? And if so, is that going to cause military action? Is this how we get the Insurrection Act, or do you think Trump is going to hit that Insurrection Act before an ICE agent gets killed?
I think he hits it. But I think within the next week we see the Insurrection Act invoked. I don't think like you see what Tim Waltz says. You see what Jacob Frey is saying, Fry, whatever his name is, and Ilhan Omar, and
Fry guy.
it's tough because it's like we tell people we don't want people using certain rhetoric because we don't want the temperature to raise. But then on the opposite side of that, it's why are we doing that? Because at a certain point, if you're just going to be mad anyway, I look at my kids, I'm like, if you're going to cry anyway, I mean, I could give you something to cry about. Right? It's like
my dad used to tell me all
I mean, so that's how I think it's going to play out. Like Trump's just going to get sick of it. And he's going to be like, all right, I'm the bad guy anyway. I'm Mr. Mean Nazi man anyway. So let's have a party.
Yeah, I'm with you. But I wanted him to do that when these judges keep telling him that he can't do things. I just want him to just straight up ignore them.
Right.
And he hasn't done that. So for him to invoke the Insurrection Act prior to something major happening, I'm a little on the fence about that. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay. Now, what about when the officials, like the leading officials, the governor is saying, I'm readying the National Guard? I mean,
well, to go to war. In fact, yeah, I want you to play the mayor, Fry guy, what he had
you
to
have
say.
a video?
Let's see here. I have one
I can play while you. Well, I have.
Says,
I just
watch his face, like the police officer next to him is because I have Tim Waltz also. I'm trying to find that video of because he's calling for peace all of a sudden, and it's like, dude, you were just calling for war like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I got that video. I got you. It's the most recent video on his X.
Minnesotans believe in the rule of law, and
Minnesotans.
Okay.
In the rule of law, and Minnesotans believe in the dignity of all people. We're a place where there's room for everybody, no matter who you are, or who you love, or where you came from. A place
Unless
where
you're conservative.
we feed our kids, we take care of our neighbors, and we look out for those in the shadows of life. We're an island of decency in a country being driven towards cruelty. We will
An
remain
island of
an island of
decency.
decency, of justice.
That doesn't
of
even work,
community,
bro.
of peace. And tonight I come before you simply to ask, don't let anyone take that away from us. Thank you, protect each other, and may God bless the people of Minnesota. Minnesotans believe.
I just sent you a link. Play this one too. It's like 11 seconds of Tim Waltz again, and then play the Fry Guy clip.
Okay. We played this last week, I think.
Did we? This one that Steven Crowder just shared?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But we'll play it again here.
And it's clear, look, I don't know, I don't think any governor in history has had to fight a war against the federal government every single day.
Well, I said this yesterday. We've never been at war with our federal government.
And it's clear.
We've never been at war with our federal government. Now, I'm giving him some charity. I understand what he's saying. But when you pair this with other clips of him literally saying, this is a warning, the National Guard is ready, and they're Minnesotans, and they're going to stand with us. Pairing that with this is like, okay, there's no room to say, well, I was just saying it's an ideological war.
He's normalizing you thinking that, right? So if I just keep mentioning war, we're at war. I've never had to be at war. We're gonna stand Minnesota, right? If he keeps using that rhetoric over and over and over again, you are now conditioned to believe, oh wow, I guess the people of Minnesota are at war with our federal government. Like,
right. Here is, so things are escalating, Jeremiah. And here's what I mean.
Tonight, quote, federal law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted traffic stop in Minneapolis of an illegal alien from Venezuela who was released into the country by Joe Biden in 2022. In an attempt to evade arrest, the subject fled the scene in his vehicle and crashed into a parked car. The subject then fled on foot. The law enforcement officer caught up to the subject on foot and attempted to apprehend him when the subject began to resist and violently assault the officer. While the subject and law enforcement were in a struggle on the ground, two subjects came out of a nearby apartment and also attacked the law enforcement officer with a snow shovel and broom handle. As the officer was being ambushed and attacked by the two individuals, the original subject got loose and began striking the officer with a shovel or broomstick. Fearing for his life and safety as he was being ambushed by three individuals, the officer fired defensive shots to defend his life. The initial subject was hit in the leg. All three subjects ran back into the apartment and barricaded themselves inside. The attacked officer and subject are both in the hospital. Both attackers are in custody. This is another attack. This attack on another brave member of law enforcement took place while Minnesota's top leaders, Governor Walz and Mayor Fry, are actively encouraging an organized resistance to ICE and federal law enforcement officers. Their hateful rhetoric and resistance against men and women who are simply trying to do their jobs must.
Now play that Jacob Fry one, and then I got a question for you.
All right. In the chat also, Vic said, did you see where Fry was saying ICE were invaders who didn't share the same values of the citizens of Minnesota? Yeah, it's been memed everywhere. It's hilarious. I didn't see the video, but I saw the meme. It was just like a picture. That was hilarious. You sent me the same video. I just have the Tim Waltz video.
Yep. Here we go. There it is. I thought you had it linked in our show itinerary here.
Okay, so this is this what you were talking about? What I was just talking about? This is the video.
This is
tell you for certain is that this is not sustainable. This is an impossible situation that our city is presently being put in. And at the same time, we are trying to find a way forward to keep people safe, to protect our neighbors, to maintain order. And we're in a position right now where we have residents that are asking the very limited number of police officers that we have to fight ICE agents on the street, to stand by their neighbors. We cannot be.
Wait, what are we doing
now in America?
This dude's having PTSD of
governmental
firefights he's been in.
That are literally
like,
fighting.
You want me to fight the federal government, huh? Fight
He's counting in his head. He's like, how many bullets do we have back at the precinct?
No, he's like, early retirement.
Yeah.
Can I afford to leave this job today? See, if I move out of Minnesota, I hear Indiana's got some nice properties. Just, that's crazy. But listen, so yeah, you got Tim Waltz doing that. You got little Fry guy doing that. We don't have to play another video of him dancing, although I will find some more to play in future episodes because those are always hilarious.
Oh, that should be our show intro.
Yes. Yes. Love it. But that shooting again, right? So there was another shooting. So let me ask you this, Alex. I have not seen, have you seen any protesters say his name? Like there seems to be a little quietness amongst the protesters about this shooting. What conspiracy theory are you drumming up as to maybe why all this noise about Renee, the white lady who got run over, this guy who was just recently shot attacking somebody with a shovel? Silence. I haven't seen any protest in response to that have been addressing it.
Yeah, obviously this doesn't fit their narrative, right? Now, if he had shot and killed this guy, they might be able to try to twist it, right? But even then, I mean, he was literally attacking the officer with two probably white liberal women who came out of their house. Yeah, they put the dildos away. They came out of the house, and they started beating this ICE agent with a shovel. And what else? What was the other weapon? A broom. A broom. Yeah, that's how you know it was lesbians. A broom and a shovel. They were.
They just grabbed whatever was close to go fight the ICE agent, like Jacob Fry told them to do, because they thought that Minneapolis PD were going to be on, we're going to be called and save the day. But
that's got to be scary as an ICE agent.
Oh,
getting
dude,
jumped by 3 people.
If I applied to work for ICE, but as in an office setting, like, I'm too old to be out in them streets.
If I didn't have a family, man, I don't know. It's a little fun out there.
Oh, dude, if I was in my 20s, early 30s, absolutely, I'm out there. But I just turned 40, man. There's no way I'm out there. I'm gonna throw my back out trying to wrestle these protesters.
I actually have the video. Oh no, we just watched that one. All right, we did watch that.
Oh hell no! And handed Small Fry his badge. Yeah, he looked like he wanted to right then and there.
Yeah,
it's like, do I retire now? Do I not?
All right, so we've got Trump here now. This isn't a video, but this is on Truth Social, which I don't use. You use Truth Social? It's just Trump's website, basically. If the corrupt politicians of Minnesota don't obey the law and stop the professional agitators and insurrectionists from attacking the patriots of ICE, who are only trying to do their job, I will institute the Insurrection Act, which many presidents have done before me, and quickly put an end to the travesty that is taking place in that once great state. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT. Question for you, Jeremiah. Oh, you just texted as me, by the way, in my chat.
I know. I told you that was going to
happen. All good. Anyway, my question for you is, if Trump invokes the Insurrection Act, which means he's going to send Marines? Is that the first people who would go in there is the Marines? Let's say that's true. The Marines go in. What are the Marines' job? Just get everybody in home. They start putting curfews out and they just monitor the streets and get everybody in the house until everything calms down? Or do they do like a straight up military campaign on the city of Minneapolis, the state of Minnesota, where they go and they assist ICE in carrying out these warrants and actually doing the job? Because I mean, nationwide to get, maybe, who knows? Is it 5 million, 10 million, 15 million illegal immigrants? Nobody knows. But that's a hard job. But how many illegal immigrants are in Minneapolis? how long would Marines have to be there for ICE to go in there and take everything out? What do you think the invoking the Insurrection Act would actually look like? What scenario is more likely, in your opinion?
That's a good question. I wish I knew the context in which it was enacted, right? So let's see. The Insurrection Act 1807 allows the president to deploy military domestically under special circumstances. It is primarily used to suppress insurrection, civil disorder, and armed rebellion against the federal government. The president can deploy these forces when a state's legislature or governor requests assistance. An insurrection makes it impractical to enforce the law in a state. That's what's happening. There is domestic violence or conspiracy that deprives individuals of their constitutional rights, and the state cannot protect those rights. So I'd say we're looking at the middle ground there, that an insurrection makes it impractical to enforce laws in a state. So we have federal law enforcement going into a state, and they cannot enforce the law there because of the violence against them and the encouraged violence against them by the civil magistrates.
Right.
It looks like this has been enacted in 1871, 2006, and 2007. But I don't remember the context in which, though, I don't know what it was about those incidents that was called in and what happened when the act was invoked, right? I don't want to spend all day like researching here and make a boring podcast, but it would help if I knew what the military did in those circumstances to kind of see what the precedent is for what's happening now. I would imagine that they would be used to protect the ICE agents and let them do their jobs, right? To keep the protesters far away, so that they can't even get close to the ICE agents anymore, right? Because right now they're like honking their horns, they're right next to them, they're yelling at them, pounding drums, and like, I mean, how do you work under those conditions? So I imagine at first it would be to just keep ICE agents safe, keep people away. Maybe, if you get one of these crazy protests where the people are getting tear gas, like a lot of tear gas was used today on protesters. You might see a lot of arrests being made. I don't see firing into the crowds. I don't see like
Right.
actually armed conflict. I could be wrong, but you never know with these crazy liberals what's going to happen. But yeah, I see it. If it is to be invoked, I see it strictly to let the ICE agents do their jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think these people can self-organize enough to ever do anything serious, in the form of an insurrection. But I do think that if police are hamstrung and they can't do anything, or they don't even want to do anything, then we'll see obviously what we see now. I just don't know which scenario is more like, how does it even stop if they send the Marines in? And the Marines, put everybody on a lockdown order while ICE does their job? But then how long does that take?
Well, you kind of saw with the deployment to Washington, D.C., right? So we know what the job of the civil magistrates is, right? Because, well, I mean, the Bible tells us what it is, right? It's supposed to be to protect the innocent and punish the wicked. So what did Trump do in Washington, D.C.? He sent the National Guard in, protected the innocent. They started going out to restaurants again. The local businesses loved it because people were showing up at night, which they never were doing. And they were finding like the really bad people, and they were scared to come on the streets. Like they had actually quelled the crime. I see something similar to that. Maybe just more military, maybe a bigger show of force. Maybe you get a tank or two rolling in. I don't know. But I think most people, once they see the military presence, are going to lighten up. You'll still get the crazies that try to provoke and instigate. But I bet you see a lot less of that. And again, and let just to make sure that the ICE agents can get in and out, get their guy, get out without being harassed. So, you might, so if there's an illegal is your neighbor, if he's an illegal immigrant, all of a sudden you see like a couple SUVs and a bunch of troops roll up, surround, like block off your whole neighborhood. Then ICE comes in and goes grabs them and gets out. You're like, wait, what the heck is going on here? So that's how I see it. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I have no idea. Obviously, we don't want things to escalate, but I don't see a way out either way. Like, ICE isn't going to stop doing their job. There's 3,000 ICE agents in Minnesota right now. They're not, probably most of them in Minneapolis. They're not going to stop doing their job. Trump is not backing down off of this.
And he shouldn't.
So no. And I don't see these protesters think that they are that ICE is the Gestapo, that they're literally the Nazis are here and they're going door to door asking where the Jews are. That's how they feel.
Oh yeah. I could have sent you that video. We probably should have played it because it was kind of comical. That lady who did act like that, she was screaming like, "I'm a Native American and you're on stolen land." And that immigrant that ran inside that lady's house. Did you see that video? That was pretty wild.
Yeah, yeah. And she wouldn't let the ICE agents in the house, which I'm pretty sure they have the right to follow a suspect inside of your house. They don't need a warrant for that.
They do. They just didn't want to scare that. That lady was just acting crazy. Brother Joel set a case from the Think Institute. Our second debate extraordinaire here. You guys in the debate crew. Should Trump invoke the Insurrection Act? Yeah, I think he should. I think he should, because if he doesn't, I think that it is, like I said, it's very likely. It's only a matter of time before an ICE agent loses his life. So I think you should invoke it now before that happens.
So the only con is obviously midterms. There are obviously Trump supporters, right? Like far right leaning. We want the people who are mad at Trump for not doing enough will applaud it, right? There's a lot of people mad at Trump for not doing enough, right? That's like a lot of people right now. Then there's the people who thought they wanted ICE to do mass deportations, but can't stomach the actual act of what's happening, right? For one reason or another, they thought it would be one way, or they thought they liked the idea of mass deportations, but the execution of it is a lot dirtier. I mean, it's not an easy job. This is a hard thing. Most of these people are not willingly going. Otherwise, they would have took the $1,000 in the free plane ride.
Right.
So it's a dangerous political move, but I mean, at this point, I mean, because here's what happens if the Democrats flip the House. Trump is his hands are going to be tied in a lot of areas, and they're even going to start doing things like going after people like Kristi Noem, right? They already filed articles of impeachment, and I did a little bit of study on this. Filing the articles is easy. Anybody in the House can do it, right?
Right.
But the next step is the committee chair. I'm not too familiar with the exact terms here. He gets to say, are we going to hear this or are we not going to hear this? And I mean, as long as it's Republican majority and a Republican chair, they're not going to hear it, right? Like, they're just not. And there's no real evidence to impeach Kristi Noem on any of the articles. It was 3 articles: obstruction of congressional oversight, violation of public trust, and self-dealing with a no-bid contract. But there hasn't been any hard evidence presented in any of those articles. So right now it's nothing. But if they flip, they're going to start impeaching people like Kristi Noem. And if they can impeach Kristi Noem on, like, say, a violation of public trust, that sets a big precedence for them to say, look, the people don't like the way DHS is handling immigration, and that could really hurt Trump's efforts here.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I think most people are still happy that the border's closed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's still winning on the immigration issue. I don't think anyone's. Yeah, you're right. No, they see the Senate still has to hold the trial, even if they pass in the articles of impeachment. And the Senate isn't going to find Trump guilty. They'll impeach Trump again.
No.
He'll get found not guilty. They'll impeach whoever. They'll get found not guilty. I don't see it. I don't see it winning in the Senate. But it's going to come down to the midterms are going to come down to the economy, right? So once we get gas, where I'm at is already pretty darn cheap, and it's been the best that it's been in years.
What is the price over there?
Once we get that Venezuelan oil pumping, buddy, I'm telling you what. Once we get that Venezuelan oil pumping, and people are paying $2 a gallon in gasoline,
Yeah.
Now we just got to get them grocery prices down. He's trying, the housing. He's making moves on the economy. He's trying to ban these large firms from purchasing houses so that everyday Americans can purchase them. He's trying to fix energy prices, right? I think he's looking at ways to fast track nuclear energy. Ohio's getting ready to revive 2 of our nuclear power plants here because electricity bills are also skyrocketing. So we'll see what he does with the economy. If the economy is rocking and rolling by October, we easy win in November, easy win. But the number one issue is always the economy. So even all the all this scary, people getting scared about what they can't stomach, like you said, they can't stomach watching immigration enforcement be played out because it's it's which is weird because we all watched the show Cops growing up, and it's pretty much the same thing. So it's like it doesn't scare me watching any of this stuff happening. I can, it's like I feel like I'm back in the '90s, like watching chase down with the camera, right? But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I don't know, where's your head at?
No, I agree. Randy says it's $2.99 by me already, lowest price in forever. Yeah, I mean it dropped quite a bit over the last week. I think you're right. I think people do care more about themselves. And if their economy is better and they feel like it's not just that the numbers are better, right? It's how does the average American feel about the money in their pocket? That's what it comes down to, right? Yeah.
For sure.
So if that feeling changes, which is a very tough thing to do, change that feeling based on the economy.
Oh, yeah. Also, what we need, which we'll get into here, is our last story. We need a big victory from the Supreme Court that's going to ban men from women's sports, which is another reason we elected Trump, to end all this trans madness garbage, the satanic, demonic trans influence. And if we can just put some politicians in handcuffs, Alex, I think the American people are desperate for some accountability somewhere. Like arrest somebody, either the January 6th committee, someone on that, anyone involved in the Russia hoax, anyone involved with the Minnesota fraud. Put some politicians in handcuffs. Let's see some accountability. And I still can't believe we don't have any low-hanging fruit on the Epstein list. Like, there's got to be someone on that list that you can throw to the dogs and parade out, perp walk in front of the cameras. You know what I'm saying? And like call that.
Well, trying with Bill, right?
They're
trying. They threw Bill out there. Bill's not playing ball, he said, though. We'll see what happens. Bill said, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
If you put Hillary Clinton in on trial, that sweep. It's a sweep.
Does anybody even care anymore, though?
What's that?
Does anybody even care about Hillary? Like, I don't think Democrats rep Hillary. Like, what Democrat do you know out there like, Hillary was the best and I love her? I mean, I'm sure they're out there, but I've never met any.
That's true. But listen, man, we got this SCOTUS case shaping up.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the states of Idaho and West Virginia, which were the first 2 states to ban men from competing against women. They got sued. The case is now at the Supreme Court. Alex, I sent you a couple of audio clips from the hearing. One is Justice, who is an embarrassment to our nation, Ketanji Brown Jackson, being woke. And then the other one is the lawyer for the people representing the Transformers, getting questioned about what a woman is. This is what's going on in our Supreme Court. I think it's important for the people to hear.
Being a new father, have you thought about how you're going to explain the Transformer issue to your child?
I'm going to buy that book Elephants Are Not Birds or something like that or whatever by Brave Books thing. I haven't heard of that. I'm just going to buy that. You haven't heard that book? Oh man, I'll say it's you remember Ashley St. Clair, if you're familiar with that influencer at all?
Yeah.
She had a baby by Elon Musk and then
Yep.
kind of got disowned by the conservative movement. Well, her name was attached to that book, and that book is back in the spotlight because she is now flipped. Now she's woke now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she's like, take my name off the book, and they took her name off the book. And I'm like, so when that came up, I was like, I was actually, funny you brought that up. I was like, I need to buy that for my daughter.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, so we have Justice Kentanji, who sounds like an anime character. Let's see here.
This notion that this is really just about the definition of we accept that you can separate boys and girls, and we are now looking at the definition of a girl, and we're saying only people who were girl assigned at birth qualify. And this notion.
It doesn't need. I gotta listen to it again because I don't understand what she's even trying to say.
This is really just about the definition of we accept that you can separate boys and girls, and we are now looking at the definition of a girl, and we're saying only people who were girl assigned at birth qualify. And
she's offended that we're counting girls as girls.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then if you scroll below that,
Jumanji Jackson. Sorry. That was brutal.
That was brutal.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah. No, if you scroll below that on that link, play the sound clip of the Justice Alito and the lawyer for the ACLU. This exchange is beautiful as well.
I don't see that link.
So it's on the same link. You just got to scroll down.
It's a reply.
Yep.
Oh, I can't see replies. Hold on.
You can't see replies.
No. I got to work around.
Shame.
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 All right, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Copy link. I got to put it on this screen. You're making me work too much.
I'm gonna
form a union.
We're gonna have such a hard time today.
This one, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the ACLU lawyer. Justice Alito is trying to get her to define what a woman is.
Is it not necessary for there to be, for equal protection purposes, if that is challenged under the Equal Protection Clause, an understanding of what it means to be a boy or a girl or a man or a woman?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that definition for equal protection purposes? What does it mean to be a boy or a girl or a man or a woman?
Sorry, I misunderstood your question. I think that the underlying enactment, whatever it was, the policy, the law, we'd have to have an understanding of how the state or the government was just understanding that term to figure out whether or not someone was excluded. We do not have a definition for the court, and we don't take issue with we're not disputing the definition here. What we're saying is that the way it applies in practice is to exclude birth sex males categorically from women's teams, and that there's a subset of those birth sex males where it doesn't make sense to do so according to the state's own interest.
Well, how can a court determine whether there's discrimination on the basis of sex without knowing what sex means for equal protection purposes?
I think here we just know that we basically know that that they've identified pursuant to their own statute.
Bro,
it's hard for me to follow these people, dude.
Dude, you are a lawyer getting mad paid, buku bucks. You're in front of the Supreme Court, and you cannot answer the question, define a woman. Like that lady is making a salary me and you will never see. Maybe, depending on how,
how well the show goes.
How great the show takes off despite technical difficulties. But listen, to be a lawyer standing in front of the Supreme Court, you're getting paid. That woman and can't define I would like that's insane to me. That is absolutely insane to me.
Do you think it's because she actually hasn't sat down and thought about the definition with this, kind of new worldview? I'm sure she didn't always think this way, right? She doesn't seem that young. Or do you think she's in a circle of people that just everybody already agrees that a woman is whatever somebody wants to be, whatever somebody wants to be, they are. So if they just all agree, then nobody has to talk about the definition because who cares? We just let everybody be who they want. Which one do you think it is?
Dude, that's a great observation. If I had to guess, my guess is kind of she's a paid lawyer and she knows if she defines a woman the way she knows, I think she knows what a woman is and how it should be defined. I think maybe she's been brainwashed a little bit, but she knows if she answers this question, this gives the scientific answer, she lost. I think that's what's going through her head right now. She's like, I got a word salad. I have to word salad my way through this because despite the facts and the science, my ideology trumps all because she represents the ACLU. I mean, it's like the wokest garbage progressive liberal organization on planet Earth, so she's surrounded by those people that are influencing her, I'm sure. But she knows if she answers that question, the case, it's done. She's done for. Toast.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and at this point, like, there's really no argument to say that a trans woman is a woman or a trans man is a man. Like, there's just no way you can actually convince people of this other than, I don't know. I don't understand how leftists believe this shit. I really don't. Boggles my mind.
It really does, dude. And it's not, you think like eventually that for the left, like for a lot of people, that mentality is going away and they're like, this is crazy. I'm done with this, but they're still holding on to that. It is the hill that they will die on. And I think it's a losing battle for them. And I think that's, again, kind of what's giving us hope in the midterms. And then you have clips like, I'm never going to go see a doctor again, Alex. If you could play that doctor clip, the first couple minutes of it, it's on the same vein, a little unrelated. So this is in relation to the Republicans are having a hearing on the abortion drug because it's very dangerous. And for some reason, the federal government is allowing it to be prescribed.
Like dangerous to the mother too?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, so they're allowing this to be prescribed without a doctor visit or a consultation. They're allowed to just get it, and it's being shipped into states that have banned abortion, but they can't stop the drug from coming in. So anyway, that's the background behind this. So Josh Hawley is grilling this doctor on can men get pregnant. Let's see what she has to say.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since you bring it up, why don't we just start there? Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition.
That was a good note.
Get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
Can men get pregnant?
Many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
Again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control politics. So can men get pregnant? You're a doctor, I think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes, no questions like this are a political tool. And
No, yes, no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. The United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert. And you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not
I'm
complex.
done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. What, dude? I'm never visiting the doctor again. Is this what doctors are being taught?
Yeah. It's like when my wife is clearly wrong about something. She's arguing with me about it. I'm just like, yeah, you know what?
I don't like
Men
how
can
you
get
phrase
pregnant,
the
babe. All
question.
right. Men can get pregnant. I'm done with this conversation. But he even gave her an out. It does her no ill or no fault of her own. I don't know how to put this, but her own ideology says biological men cannot get pregnant because you guys make a distinction between biological sex and supposed gender ideology. Like,
Right.
she doesn't even know her own position well enough to defend. He literally gave her the out by saying biological male. I think he made a mistake by
did?
saying biological. Yeah.
He said, "Okay, I'll stop just speaking in general terms. I'll include the word biological here," and she still refused to answer the question. That wasn't insane. Haven't you guys seen Junior Men Can't Get?
Wait, Junior? Who's?
It's an old Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Okay. The only Junior I know is the Muslim apologist who got wrecked by inspiring philosophy at DebateCon.
Nice.
Who called?
But yeah,
who
dude,
called his
that's
wife? Sorry, he called his wife mid debate and asked her, "Honey, did I ever lay my hands on you?" Sorry, I had to say that.
Oh, jeez. That's
Yeah.
how you know the debate's not going your way. That's insane. Listen, man, but that's where we are still in 2026. But I think this is good for us. Keep showing this crap that they're still on this crap. If the Supreme Court rules how we need them to rule, now the abortion drug, I mean, that's a little bit of a different ball game there. But again, the absurdity, like. But then, you know what, Alex, just when I think it can't be any more absurd, the state of Virginia votes in a guy who wants to murder his opponent and his opponent's children, his wife and children. He's caught red-handed saying that, and they still elected him to office. So, maybe I need to be black-pilled here. I'm trying not to be black-pilled, though.
Yeah, I mean, we're not in a good spot in our country right now. And I don't see an off-ramp. I mean, we're already kind of seeing the next presidential candidates start to pop up, at least a couple. Who knows what'll happen in the next 3 years? But the people who are being proposed, they're not. It's not like they're any closer in ideology than the last two candidates.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's pray for the midterms because that's it's going to be a wild 2026, man. It's not even, we're mid-January and it's still here we are talking about talking about can men get pregnant and doctors not being able to answer that question. People stealing rifles out of agents' cars and Insurrection Act.
Yeah.
Buckle in. Buckle that seatbelt tight.
Man, it's going to be crazy. We'll see what happens with this Insurrection Act by next week. Jeremiah, do you have anything you want to plug before we head out?
Yeah, I just dropped a video. Patrick Bet-David on his podcast brought up a very powerful life lesson about entitlement. He calls it the 5 stages, where if you're a giving person and you give once, you create gratefulness. If you give 5 times, you actually create an enemy. I lined up with what his life advice was with scripture. Does it match? Was he right? They were talking about immigration. That's how they got all on the subject of ungratefulness. These immigrants come here and they're not even grateful that they're here and left a crappy place. They're just whining and complaining. And it led to, Patrick Bet-David, man, sometimes, he's a genius. So, sometimes he's got some good stuff to say. So check out that video as I break that down. Subscribe to my channel, Jeremiah Campana. Hit that like button if you're here. Subscribe and share the show with everyone you know. Alex, what do you got?
Yeah, I have a debate tomorrow on Modern Day Debate. Was Renee Good murdered, or was the ICE agent justified in self-defense? Should be a spicy one. It's already got like 10 likes on Modern Day Debate or something like that. People are commenting already.
I'm gonna have to pop into that one, man, because that's I can't imagine that's gonna be a civil conversation.
No, it's gonna get pretty wild. I already have my opening statement done, and it's going to be pretty crazy. Taking a unique approach, I think. Yeah, that's it. I've been posting a ton on other social medias. I got a couple million views in like 2 weeks. Did great. Over the last few days, it's been really low. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. If like we talked about at the beginning of the show, but just follow me anyway. Alexander Medeiros on pretty much every social media. We have a Rumble.
Follow us on X too, because we post a lot on X.
Yeah.
I post a lot on X.
We have a Rumble. Didn't go up. I don't think the stream went up. 2 Christians and a mic.
All bad today.
We're gonna change. We had low numbers, but we appreciate everybody who was here today. Bill, I did this horizontal live stream for people like you, who even though you come and hang out still, he's like, I hate this vertical live stream. What do you? But I had that in the back of my head. I'm like, I got to figure out a way to do horizontal for guys like Bill who like to watch the horizontal. It didn't work. I don't know. We didn't hit the algorithm at all. But we appreciate you guys being here.
For sure. For sure.
Next week will be way better. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
All right, we're gonna
guaranteed. No technical difficulties. Smooth sailing.
Nope. Yep.
All the haters back in the chat.
All the Spurgs back in the chat, and we'll even take some of them live. All right.
Ooh. Yeah. Segments, baby. We're gonna evolve this. We're gonna evolve this for sure. Stick around.
Absolutely.
Stick around. It's gonna be worth it.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys next Thursday.
God
Peace.
bless.